you fight him?
I'd kick his fucking ass, dude.
Probably.
He'd gas.
He looks out of shape.
He is a shape.
All right, so Tim's fighting first.
Cheers.
Cheers. Good.
Maybe I could get on the Elon Musk Zuckerberg.
I was going to
card.
ask you if you think that's going to really happen. Think that would really happen?
I don't know.
I think they would use big gloves or headgear or something. It wouldn't be.
Well, if they just do a jiu-jitsu thing, then they don't have to worry about that, right?
Right.
I don't know what what the plans
So
are.
you got to be in the cage. Two men come in, one come out.
And then one of the Paul brothers wanted to fight Patty the Batty.
Who's that?
He's like a Junior McGregor.
Oh, really? Never heard of him. Oh, is he young? Is he younger?
Yeah, he's got like a Prince Valiant haircut.
Yeah, right. I know he's younger.
Yeah. Anyway, hello. Welcome to what's the name of the show? Too many T's in this fucking thing.
Talking on toilets. It's open.
Tim Tobin talking on toilets. Chatter.
It's funny because you brought that up because I was going to bring that up.
I kind of got a Durante nose. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
When you do the backstroke, people yell, "Shock!" Oh, oh, that old joke.
That's that old gag.
Old bags. Wow, we're really off to a good start here, huh?
Wow. Anyway, it was funny you brought those guys up, because I was watching something on Vice. I think it was Dark Side of the 90s, and it was all about UFC.
Okay.
I had no idea how primitive fighting it was to start.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
It was like backyard scraps.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, but they showed them.
It was barely a step above those barroom tough guy competitions.
Yeah. It was like, I mean, I watched some guy give a guy a flying suplex, and I was like,
you could punch in the balls.
Yeah.
Did you see those?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could pull hair.
I seen the.
That's how Gracie beat this one guy, Chemo. He was like this big Samoan-looking dude.
That's a different guy.
And he had one of those samurai kind of things, right?
Yep.
And he had Gracie on the ground, and he leaned down and he grabbed the thing. And he just kept elbowing him in the face. He couldn't move his head.
Wow.
Yeah.
But there was that gigantic black dude. He had to be 600 pounds if he was an ounce.
Yeah.
He's from Jersey.
Yeah. He's from Rahway.
I think he's under Jersey now.
He's dead.
He's got to be.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody that big lived that long. Tall people and wide people do not live long.
Yeah, he's next to Haystacks Calhoun and Ralphie May.
And then Ralphie May. What's the other guy? John Panette.
Yeah.
Like that. Best role for him was Seinfeld.
Panette?
Yeah, he was on Seinfeld.
Was he?
Episode. Yeah, he was getting robbed, carjacked, robbed, and Seinfeld and his friends were just videotaping it, making fun of him the whole time.
Nice.
It was great.
Nice.
And they went to jail for it. It was the whole stupid ending. Spoiler, if you haven't seen the end of Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Speinfeld. Wow.
Dude.
Fuck these mouths.
Turn it off. We're done.
Yeah.
That's it. You got a 4-minute episode.
But I was shocked at how it was some guy. He looked like Keith Hernandez kinda. He was like a gigantic wrestler, like a hayseed. He had 3 belts at one point. He was just throwing people around. I was like, wow. No gloves, no nothing. And then and I never knew the other thing. The Shamrocks, they're all adopted.
Mm-hmm.
His father owned a ranch for troubled kids or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of that. So I was like, this is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Who's the younger? Is it Frank?
Frank is the younger and Ken is the older, I believe.
It was Frank who said his one fight with some dude. When he threw him to the ground and landed on him, he hurt his neck, his shoulder, and his clavicle break all at the same time. And that guy never fought again. He goes, he never fought again.
No.
A handsome fellow, that guy.
Yeah, you'd be lucky if you don't walk with a...
Yeah,
you're always making right turns.
You look like Igor.
Yeah.
It was bad. And the guy...
it's over there.
We're watching, and the guy who I guess was the founder of it...
Yeah.
Tony something? I don't know his name was.
Stark.
Yeah, Tony. Yeah, the guy from Tony Stark. The guy from
No, I know who you're talking about though.
And he's talking. All of a sudden, he does a little turn, and his nose.
Oh yeah.
I was like, wow. It's he must have been a boxer, I guess, before.
Makes sense.
But he sells it for millions, and then White buys it and then sells it for billions.
Well, he didn't buy it. The Fertittas did.
But wasn't he part of it?
He's the president, which is like the spokesman guy.
But
the Fertittas bankrolled it.
But he bought it. Didn't he buy it first? No?
No, I don't think so.
He came in and bought it, and then the Fertitta, that's the guy for the casinos.
Maybe. Yeah, they own. Yeah, right.
But they paid him billions. White bought it for millions, and they paid him billions.
Makes sense.
I don't know if I'd want to work after somebody gave me a few billion.
He loves it. Did you see that clip of him going off on the reporter?
No, they didn't show that.
Oh, because there was their most recent UFC after this one dude won.
Right.
Israel Adesanya jumped in the ring and was dropping N-bombs on him, even though he's a white guy. Because he's from South Africa, so there was this...
Oh, is that the one?
African
yeah, I
beef.
saw that clip about the African.
Yeah.
He's like, Joe Rogan's like, this is your next opponent?
Yeah.
And he's like, you ain't my brother?
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. And then somebody was interviewing Dana White about it, saying how it was all racist and whatever, and he was like, he's black. What are you talking about? He's like, this is the fight game. Shut the fuck up. It's great.
Oh, my God.
It's a great clip.
And I never realized also how long Joe Rogan's been a part of it.
Yeah?
I mean, what are they on?
96, 97?
What are they on now? UFC what?
290 they just did.
And he was they showed him interviewing
13?
somebody. Yeah, 12.
12 or 13, yeah.
Because they were down in like someplace in Alabama. They lost a license in New York.
Yep.
And they went down there and they did
Like
it
the next day.
They did it for free.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he used to do them for free back then.
Amazing how many obstacles they overcame. Pay-per-view.
It's kind of crazy for him to do if you think about it, because he was already on news radio.
Yeah.
So he already had a TV show, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to go to Alabama and comment on cage fights. It's crazy.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be who you are. That's the testament to it, right? Like,
yeah.
don't change who you are.
Yeah, sure. And a little bit of hair on top of his head at that time.
And much higher pitched voice.
Very.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. And he was like this big.
Yeah.
I guess that was Karate Joe, so he was more.
Well, that was pre-test.
Yeah. Whatever.
Pre-injections.
Maybe. I mean, well, if he doesn't get tested, right? They don't test.
No,
him.
he openly admits it.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he takes TRT.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny. Drug use is
Yeah,
way
he's
over
like
now.
57 or something.
Yeah.
He's all jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
You don't get like that.
When Vince McMahon was 75 and jacked.
Yeah. Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, all of them. Right.
I thought it was all natural. Man, was I misled.
Want you and the Liver King.
I heard that whole thing.
Yeah.
I was dying. I was like, what has the world become?
He's kind of puffy.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not know?
Yeah.
So full. I just eat liver. No, you don't.
We knew a few people.
Yeah.
Puffy. So
And I wake up and I watch the sunrise and I get huge.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Well, I guess if you shoot up first.
Well, if you're sticking a needle in your leg for breakfast,
Then
sure. Skip the eggs.
Yeah.
Let's just go for the Decadurabolum or whatever.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
D-ball, bro.
I don't know. Oh, man. It's funny, though, because it was good you sidetracked me, because when I was going to come in with this thing, I was going to be ranting about people.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
We don't have to go back there.
No,
we don't have to go down that road.
You have
dude.
to go down this road. Now,
All right.
listen.
I'm just drinking.
It's fine. Listen.
I got to go to work in 5 hours. I'm drinking.
Yeah, you're fine.
I'm a terrible employee.
Not really. You're...
Yeah, I get my shit done.
Sure.
Right?
Right.
What do they care?
It's not like you're going to work bomb. Well, you are going to work bomb, but you're not going to work bomb.
I told you a lady that worked on my job was always drunk, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they they told her to straighten up, and she was like, "No, I quit." They would have sent her to rehab and everything. She was like, "No way, I enjoy this shit too much."
How good is that? That sounds like that story about the turtles when they were in the Mothers of Invention, Flo and Eddie.
Okay.
And Zappa was like, "That's it. We're not doing drugs. No one's doing any more drugs in this band." They both went, "But we love doing drugs.
Yeah.
We're leaving."
Exactly.
The whole band, I think, right? Or most of them.
Probably.
Started the Turtles.
Yeah.
You know, you and me and you.
Yeah, and then they made money.
They made that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they made anything else after that.
Magic Fingers is awesome, though.
Yeah, but that's not Turtles. That's
a Zap.
Mothers,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm saying, but the Turtles, I don't know if they did anything after Happy Together. I don't know if there was any other hit.
Shall I?
Why not?
Ooh.
You're just curving me from the inevitable.
Curving you.
About my hatred for the human
We'll get
race.
there. Don't worry. There's plenty of time to be angry. Turtles.
It's not even angry. It's
band.
It's witnessing stupidity that bothers me.
Let's see.
2023 tickets.
What?
Kidding me? The Turtles right there, American Rock Band.
Where's the thing? Open it up. Here we go.
There you go.
I want to see their hits.
The history.
The history. Discography.
Yeah.
Does it give a? Oh, you.
There it is, right there. And five records, 6 records, 5.
65, 66, 67, 68, 69.
Happy Together's the hit.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened after that.
I don't know. Let me try a different search here.
Okay.
Turtles.
Band song.
Band. Billboard hits. How about that?
That's pretty good.
Thank you. I'm learning stuff.
And then you're back to Wiki. And you're back to the discography. Greatest hits. 20 greatest hits, the Turtles. I don't know if that helps.
Let's see. Eve of Destruction is not them. Right?
Unless they have their own Eve of Destruction. I don't see any of their hits on that, so I don't think that was real.
This'll find it, right?
Yes. Always.
Happy Together, we know.
She'd rather be with me on the Ed Sullivan Show. I guess so that was trying to be a hit. Eleanor.
Look at this, bro. Wow.
And that's...
And this is before Zappa?
I
mean after?
After.
Really? They went from Zappa to this. How do you do that?
Because they guess...
Just for drugs.
I guess they want to be poppy and acidy. And
I mean, I get cash, right?
Right.
At this point in your career as a musician, would you do some really horrible shit if you could make that kind of money?
Describe horrible. Like music-wise?
Yeah. Yeah. Like what really sucks in your opinion that's modern?
Everything?
A to Z and everything in between.
So if you were to throw a dart at a dartboard and said, hey...
Pick anything off the top 40 that is awful to you and go, now you had to write that awful shit.
Right. I have to see the money up front. I don't want the maybe. If I'm going to sell my soul, I got to at least sell it up front.
Right. You got to actually have something in exchange for it.
Right. If I'm going to be a whore, the whores teach you money up front.
Yeah, they do get paid, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, I would like, you know what I'd actually like would be fun? Because I've never written anything like for TV or movie. if I just came up with a one-line idea, like chickens on Mars, and a guy's like, write that story, here's a couple $100,000.
A spec deal, huh?
Yeah, that would be fun. I've never done it. I've never written anything. You know, I don't know how to write for a TV show or a novel for that matter.
You talking about dialogue, or are you talking about the music?
No, I'm talking about dialogue.
Okay.
Like right now, what a time, you know, they're striking. Zip right in there, scan.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, look at some of those guys.
What are they going to do about it?
You're going to take a
What
swing?
are you going to do about it?
You're going to take a swing?
Yo, California sissy. Get
Yeah,
out of here.
You know what's going to happen?
Get out of here.
This is going to screw up the whole probably structure of money for all those people. You know what I mean? Like, probably going to be less.
Did you get a big swallow on there?
I heard it was like boing.
Going.
It's like a heartbeat goes across the thing. when I'm mixing them, all of a sudden I see boom. I'm like, there's a gulp.
There you go.
I usually try to set the thing to it. I try to sync the
there you go.
audio to the video. I'm
Nice.
like, boom.
Like if you see me pick up the glass, you're like, all right, this is where it's going to be.
Fat wave. Quick, boom, boom. There it is. Okay, got it. It's like a little V notch.
Sweet. Sweet.
But that'd be fun. I mean, like I said, I've never written anything. So how?
Yeah, why not, right?
Yeah. I mean, get spec deal for 2 years and they hate it. At least you give it a shot. I mean, I think it would be hard. I don't know if it'd be hard or if you're hard pressed to write music you're not enjoying. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure people do it all the time, but I'm sure it's gonna be hard to say, well, all right, well, you're gonna write pop music and you have no pop sensibility.
See, the weird thing about pop is that there's not a lot of music in it, right?
Right. It's one thing over.
Right. It's a drum beat and somebody singing.
Right.
Typically, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird to me when I hear Rihanna's got a backing band. Like, why?
Right.
What do you need that for? There's really no music behind it.
Right. I'm sure maybe they mix it up live. I don't know.
Okay.
But maybe, I don't know if it's to the extent of.
Yeah, like if you're a guitar player, what are you doing there? Are you
Right.
comping? Like
Right.
in a Rihanna song? No, you're not.
Sure.
There's nothing going on there.
No. But no-nos got the gig. He must get paid a lot of
That's
money.
what I'm saying.
I think
Yeah.
he gets a lot. I think he gets paid a lot of money for this.
Sure, of course.
He's
That's
got a
well. That's
great
why.
image.
That's why he's on stage, right?
Right.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'll tell you what though. I was watching.
maybe. Who's the guy from Mountain? Leslie West would not be on tour with Rihanna.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't know if he'd be.
No John Poppers.
Yeah, you don't even know if he'd be on tour with Rihanna's cousin, who doesn't
No.
write music.
Exactly.
But I was watching, I think for something when I was in the pop cover band, something from that Demi Lovato chick or him, they, I don't know,
Whatever, who
changes
cares?
their thing all the time. They
Right.
change their thing all the time. I don't know, whatever it is.
Trying hard.
Yeah, trying to fit in, not fit in, whatever.
Yeah.
We are what you're not. But I was watching some live clips, and she had some badass musicians. She had a badass drummer.
Sure.
This dude could play. He played in the songs. He overplayed in the songs. So it was like on a Good Morning America, it's like they were doing, they were just playing, and he was like, whew. I was like, wow, that's a good check, right?
Yeah, yeah. And she lets him do it, so that's good.
Sure.
Can't beat that.
I doubt, like, from when I see the videos of like,
Did she turn around and start doing this stuff?
I don't
The
know.
docking, like James Brown used to do?
Take
To
the
start
money.
taking your money
Take the
away?
money. Oh. Oh my God. But like I saw videos from Taylor Swift's tour. There's nobody on stage but her. The band's like a pit band.
But they're there.
They're there. They're playing, but
Right.
they're buried.
All right, so would you write Taylor Swift type of music if you could get her paycheck?
Sure.
Okay.
Sell your soul.
But you had to perform it too.
And then
You can't just be the guy
Tailor
behind
it.
the scenes.
Yeah.
No.
look.
You got to talk about whatever. I kissed a girl or whatever.
Whatever I
That,
would do.
what's that?
I don't know what
What's
she
her
does.
name?
Shake it off.
The one with the juggies. What's her name?
Juggies?
Yeah. She used to be with Russell Brand. That kissed a girl.
Katy Perry.
That's the one. You know who I was talking about.
She's with that that other dude. He's got a hog on him. Woo. There's some naked pictures of him paddleboarding.
Okay.
He was rowing with that thing.
He had 3 paddles.
Yeah, he was rowing it
Yeah.
and smiling.
Nice.
I guess if you got that, you might as well. What's the point of keeping it in?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Orlando Bloom, the pirate.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good for him.
I think they're a family, children and whatnot. I think. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not that up on that part of life.
Right.
I'd write songs like that and stand there and then be like, beg people after. It's really, it's not me. It's just for the money. And you just got to hope that somebody believes you.
Now you got to play the game.
Yeah.
You can't reveal it ever.
Right.
You got to go down with the ship. You
I
got to
love it.
do Good Morning America.
I'm sure they all do.
You got to do The View, Ellen, all that stuff.
And then be like,
Is there even an Ellen anymore?
I think-
She's done,
I
right?
think they got rid of her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have to?
She was like beating up employees or something.
Yeah.
Bullying them.
Yeah, it happens. You're the boss. I think that sometimes comes with the territory.
Probably. I mean, a little bit,
I mean,
right?
Bosses are mean.
Don't have to be, but
Sometimes they are.
your employee could be also a little snively bedwetter that doesn't like to get coffee.
Yeah, well, I don't want somebody.
You're like, hey, can you get me some coffee? And they're like, oh my God, they forced me to get coffee. Shut up.
That one, yeah, that deserves a punch. But,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, look, maybe she's had a ton of experience with where I'm going to be the nice person, and they walked all over. So now she puts up that, no, I'm a dick straight through.
Right.
And that just levels the playing field. Either you say, I'll do
Okay.
my job, and she won't be
Ellen
there.
DeGeneres, the dick. Top or bottom?
If she's had, yeah.
Or is she the top or is she the
She's
bottom?
topping.
She's driving?
She's driving.
She's the driving force?
choking. spitting.
Well, you can't grab her hair, right?
Right.
So
Yeah, you can't fight back with her. You can't
Yeah.
let her grab. None of that greasy moves. Grabbing the ponytail on her. I mean, come on. I mean, if you're gonna walk the walk,
yeah,
you gotta go all the way.
yeah. You think it's weird that lesbians use strap-ons?
Seems counterintuitive.
Well, there's no feeling, right?
Right.
I mean, not for the giver, anyway. Right? You're not getting anything out of it.
I don't know.
Unless it's just mental, right? You
No.
don't have
Maybe there's an
a
apparatus.
schvazul
Maybe there's an apparatus that goes into
that magically creates nerve endings that attach to your...
No, maybe there's some kind of. Maybe it's like you get the thing, and then there's something that goes in the thing.
the thing,
Here's the thing. Here's the tube.
right?
Because it's plastic. It's
The
just a tube.
cack.
Yeah. Cock-a-doodle-doo. And it comes down, and then maybe there's some kind of unit that goes into the wearer's vagina,
Mm-hmm.
and that thing's rattling around like a maraca.
Okay. So it's almost like one of those joy buzzers
Yeah.
you used to have.
And if there isn't, and somebody takes his idea, I'm going to be pissed.
All right.
I could be a dick millionaire.
You
Or
should.
Fake dick millionaire.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a jock strap with a piece of plastic attached to it,
Right.
right? So what are you getting out of that?
Well, there must be some sort of psychological.
Maybe the way it hangs, it like hits the little boatman,
Maybe.
and you get a little.
Maybe you need some serious clarification.
Who does?
Us. And
Lesbians, let us know. Write in at talking at toilets on toilets. Still don't know the name of the show.
You'll see the thing.
Talking on toilets at gmail.com. Tell us about the little boatman
And who rattles the little boatman?
and his plastic
How come it's
tub
never-
toys.
How come it's never more than one? Like a couple guys, like those crews, stroke.
What do you mean?
Maybe there should be more than one boat guy. More guys in the boat get
Wait.
the job done faster.
They have a whole bunch. What do you mean, like rowing teams?
Yeah.
It's a whole team of people.
Yeah. Bunch of little heads in there, just rowing away.
Okay.
I don't know, but if maybe it's something, maybe it's something more psychological, like the pain it inflicts or whatever.
I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm driving it. I'm the dude.
Yeah,
It's that
Or
thing.
well, it's not the dude.
The
in control.
the stereotypical male role.
I'm in control. I'm the aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. On the top.
Right, and then when it's
Oh,
all done,
shit.
they stare at each other, seeing who's going to make a sandwich.
The
I guess.
dom. Yeah, there you go.
When they're all done, they kind of look at each other, waiting to see who's going to make the first move to the kitchen. They're head faking. Oh, you're going to get it.
That quick step and then you step backwards.
Yeah.
Like Bill Murray does in Stripes.
Yeah. Or like the ones like, oh, just can't have to make the food. And then makes quick left into the bathroom. Oh, man. Like waiting to see who's going to pick up the check. He's staring at it. Or whatever.
Ellen better pick up the check.
You'd hope, right?
Yeah. She's going to be back there just tagging away. She should pay for some things.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I probably paid up front. I bought you dinner.
But then again, maybe she's like Japanese businessmen where she wants the high heels on her testicles.
Or whatever her equivalent of testicles are.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah, it's a metaphor.
That's a really, I wouldn't say deep, convoluted metaphor. Maybe, yeah, she wants to be, well, like every one of those high-profile business guys.
Right.
Maybe, I want to
Sorry.
be knocked around a little.
I don't get that shit at all.
Not me either.
No.
Wouldn't you, because of who you are, want to just punch back? Like it's nature. It's like you're not a boxer, but it's like hearing the bell.
Right.
If somebody takes a swing at me, I kind of want to swing back without thinking about it.
Of course. We got to stop them from swinging again.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And she's looking for a tooth. I guess I misunderstood.
Well, she shows up on camera one day without a tooth. You know what happened. She's whistling.
So,
She
But,
looks
I
like
mean,
Madonna with a
that-
big gap in her teeth.
I wonder if that, the people who make their living doing that, if it really hurt them.
Pegging?
Punching. The dominant a dominant part of that.
Dominatrix.
Is
there
domineering group?
Is there a name for a male dominatrix? Do they have those?
It's just man.
It's a wife beater.
Yeah, just man.
Assaulter.
Yeah,
That's his name.
Plaintiff. And I think they took a big hit during COVID. Like
The plaintiffs.
yeah.
I think their wives did.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Hey, I'm sure the wives were like, "What happened to you? You were never like this." Or maybe
You've really been working on your right cross, haven't you?
yeah. Boy, that CrossFit class really paid dividends.
Yeah, I like the way you turn your hip into that.
Or the other way around, and if he's the dude that gets beat up by his dominatrix, now he's home because of COVID, and he's grabbing his wife's arm. He's like, and she's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
He's like balling up her hand. He's like, "Come on, do it."
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she's like, "What are you doing?"
I wonder if it's like there's got to be a little bit of distance for you to do that, right? Like,
well, I mean, at least
right? Because you can't have your employees.
Oh, that distance.
Kicking
I
your
thought you
ass.
meant distance.
No,
to
no,
the
no.
punch.
You can't have your employees kicking your ass because then you're not the boss.
Right.
Right. You can't have your wife kicking your ass because then you're not the boss.
Right.
So you got to have somebody else like outside of your circle that you don't know.
Right.
That,
But that's what I'm saying. But now you have a void because you're in home the pandemic.
right.
And how you can get your fix?
I don't know.
Maybe one of those cartoon things where you pull the string and the hand comes out. Like,
I guess if it's COVID time, you could just go to the store and not wear a mask and wait for people to yell at you or something. I don't know.
yeah.
What are you going to do?
Right. And maybe that's the thing. You want to be yelled. You want to be demeaned for some reason.
Yeah.
It's another useless. It's almost as useless as furries.
They're the best.
But like what?
I don't know what you have against the furry population, but
My problem is, like I said, like we said
I stand for furries.
like I said, as long as it's not a guy who's 5'2" coming out as
The
furry
giraffe.
hippo. Yeah, he's got to come out as furry squirrel. I'm okay with it.
Furry hippo sounds
I mean,
weird.
be all you could be. I get it.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Shoot for the stars.
sure. But I mean,
Yeah.
but it's the same thing. I'm like, what? At the end of the day, what is that person? It's like a psychological thing. I guess you'd have to really get psychic. What did they get out of it? What does the person getting demeaned get out of it? Other than some sort of weird satisfaction, they lost their money to some person who's probably laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah, I got nothing for that. I don't know. I don't get it.
Do you think every one of those dominatrix chicks just laugh?
All the way to the bank.
Yeah. They're like,
Sure.
this tool.
And you got to know who they are, right? Because you're at the post office, and
Yeah.
she's the only chick that comes in with a Betty Page haircut and
Yeah.
face tattoos. And she's wearing a corset.
Yeah, right.
You're like, I got it.
Yeah. She's grabbing her mouth with her whip.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. If you have that interest, feel free to.
Send videos.
Or whatever. Okay, let's figure out why you're that stupid.
Everything looks so red
Yeah.
in the monitor.
I'll have to check that when I get the video.
If I
Color
really,
correct.
like, not hold my breath, but really, like, do that, I will get so red, it'll look like I'm going to explode.
Like the Human Torch?
Yeah. Yeah.
You should put get some of the crack an egg on top of your head. See if you cook something.
I just crack your head, you cocksucker.
Ah. Anyway, here's my rant on the hatred of people this week.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Sorry. Now,
Strap in, folks. Here we go.
it's very simple.
Does it have to do with driving?
In a way, but not really.
Stay off the roads, assholes.
No, this is internal driving in a building. You know those little, what are they called? The little jazzies, you know, like people who are too lazy to food shop, they hop in the
Oh, okay.
electric bucket. And they,
Right. They don't want to actually help themselves by moving
Right.
and burning some calories, so they... Right. I got you.
So I have nothing against that per se until,
Right, because maybe they have some legitimate joint issues.
sure. What I do have a problem with is when I turn the corner and it's parked at the fruit, specifically the strawberries, and they have 4 of them open and there's some kind of migrant worker picking out the right strawberries for one package.
Wait a minute. So it comes in a bulk package.
You know how you get a bulk package?
Yeah.
And what do you normally do? You go in a food store, you
what
see the bulk package.
What I do is I turn it over to make sure none of them are moldy.
Right.
And then I go on my way.
Maybe give it a little shake, see if make sure nothing.
I might pull one out and bite on it to make sure it's not bitter.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't go fishing through.
Right. I mean...
Yeah, I just look at it because it's plastic. You could see through it.
This lady had her fat ass in her little truck, and she had them out on in the thing, like just propped up on stuff, putting, like she's on a fucking Easter egg hunt, picking out the good one.
Making the perfect bunch.
Yeah. The guy who picked it to begin with made you that bunch.
Right.
Get your fucking hands out of it. Oh. And I'm
so
like,
somebody's going to get a shit bunch.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Someone's going to do what we all normally do. Flip it over. Everything looks healthy.
Yeah.
Be about their business. Not this asshole. I hope to God she was at the corner of the store and that battery ran out.
At the farthest corner of the store?
And she just had to sit there.
She would sit there and wait until they brought her another one.
So they brought a freaking flatbed and lifted it up. Monster.
If you were the guy that they said, clean up an aisle, whatever, in the corner, bring
her home.
Bring the cart. Would you drive it over there or would you walk it? Like, how does it move? Do you have to sit in there and actually drive it into the corner?
Yeah, I don't know. Would I have to go and grab another cart with a tow rope?
A barge.
And could I bring Large Marge to the front with that cart?
What does she do if all the others are being used?
Oh, she probably walks.
Yeah, I love seeing the people that they'll have canes or whatever,
right?
And then you'll see them walking without the canes. Like, all right, what's the cane all about?
Right. What's your real?
What are you doing there?
Was that just enough to get that front parking spot?
Yeah, exactly.
And you start dancing around like Mr. Peanut with your cane top hat.
Right. All of a sudden, you're Gregory Hines.
And gone. Now, what if she was in the corner and they're like, listen, we got a dead soldier out on aisle 29 in the back, and everybody's blowing it off, and all of a sudden, and the lights go down because they're locking up. Think they would just scream for help back there? Can you
set off only part of a sprinkler system?
I don't know. I think it's all or nothing.
just to make her get up and move.
No, what I did wish would happen is, like, you know how like they have the misters.
Yeah.
I wish it was on one of those where like all the water would hit her from the broccoli sprayers or whatever. Oh, look, I'm not even into watching somebody eat a grape out of the bag. I get it. Okay, it's a crime of opportunity.
It's not even a crime. It's sometimes you get a shitty bunch.
But then again, you see people wandering the store eating. I'm like, what? You think if you finish the bag before you get to the checkout, it's free?
Well, it'll be cheaper because they'll be lighter.
Yeah, right.
It's by the pound.
Whoa, this is only half a pound now. Yeah, well, so I got to weigh you.
Yeah.
That's what they should do.
Before you, when you get in the store, when you get out.
They weigh you at the front.
Now you're talking. I love that idea.
My other idea for the store, because they're people. People are the worst. My other one is I mean, this would probably be a little more expensive for the store, but damn well worth the looks. This jerk, say some jerk off goes to the 12 or less items. Yeah. And he's got 18. And just as they scan number 12, everything just goes away. That's your 12.
So the other 6 you can't get?
They're just gone. The thing opens up and just goes down.
That's it.
And somebody down there will, like a bowling pin thing.
They should make him grab it and go back to the end of the line.
That's what, well, you have to, because now if you needed those 6 things, go get them again, Jack. You'll learn. I mean, I don't know how you can't, like, people are just idiots. I just don't know how you could get, like, these small, I mean, and it doesn't bother me in the sense, like, it's not going to ruin my day. But it's just a mental note. Like, ugh, another one.
Here we go.
It's like just when I thought, like, okay, like I said, I've consigned to the fact that people eat a grape, whatever. It's open, it's a bag, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But this takes it to another level. It's like, who are you?
Right.
Why are you picking the strawberries? That's not how it works.
Yeah, are you gonna do that with eggs also?
Right. Maybe, right? Anything that you can open.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go through the hot dogs and be like, whoa. Take one out of this one, put it in this one. Like, where does it end? Just on things you can open without breaking.
Yeah, if you start opening up packages of lunch meat and swapping out roast beef.
Yeah. It's not thin enough.
Yeah, it's not cut perfectly.
There's people who are like that. You ever see that?
I don't get any of those people.
People go buy lunch meat and they're like, thinner. Like, they'll make the poor person suffer. I'm like, just cut it. You know what you're doing.
Just eat it. Shut up.
You're the expert.
They want thinner, but they'll put 2 pieces on it.
Right. I resigned to the fact that the guy on the other side of that counter, you're the expert.
Yeah.
You cut it. You know what you're doing.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
need to know. I don't need to judge your work.
Yeah.
I mean, but people...
As long as you're not cutting a manhole cover sized piece of salami, then we're good.
As long as it doesn't sound like a chop saw. Like you're cutting the salami.
If I don't need a little extra help to bite through it, we're good.
But as a skilled professional on the other side of the counter, you should have it.
The pros.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't want to tell you how to do your job. But there's a lot of people who love to tell people how to do their job.
Remember The Wrestler?
The movie?
Yeah. Where he was cutting cold cuts, right?
Was he? I don't know. I don't.
Yeah. He was working at a deli, and somebody recognized him and was like kind of busting his chops about how to get there, and that's when he went back to
the wrestling.
The wrestling. Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty weird that I see Mickey Rourke slicing cold cuts. I don't know what I would think.
It could have happened.
What happened with somebody? I think it was like somebody from the Cosby Show or something.
Okay.
Like they were working at his food store.
All right.
And they were like, "What are you doing?" "I'm working."
Did it end up happening to Tom Sizemore? Because nobody would hire him.
Why would they hire him?
He was just fucked up. That's all. Whatever.
Wasn't he in Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah, but how old is that?
I don't know.
And he was in what was that first Tarantino movie where he's talking into the ear?
Oh, not good.
You know that thing.
Yeah.
That one.
Mr. Black, Mr. Pink, Mr. White.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever that was called.
That stuff.
What the hell's the name of the movie now? That sucks.
I'm not even going to look it up. I'm going to torture you.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. I'm going to help out. I'm going to be a nice guy here.
Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, you dirty.
Save myself the trouble.
Yeah.
He's got a foot fetish. Speaking of fetishes.
He's dead, right?
Who, Tom Sizemore?
Yeah, didn't he just die?
Sure. I'm not talking about him, though. I'm talking about Tarantino.
Oh.
Big foot fetish guy.
He likes big feet?
He's just a foot fetish dude.
Oh.
Did you pay attention?
I thought his fetish was a Bigfoot.
Maybe. Like the Bigfoot or a Bigfoot?
A really big foot.
Clown foot?
Yes. Like a flipper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, mermaids? Is that considered a foot? It's a flipper?
Would it be 1 foot or 2?
I don't like two. I mean, are they independent? Like rudders?
They gotta be, right? Like dogs can do with their ears, one up,
or is
one
it
down.
A fish, just like the fish tail's only one.
Well, the tail is one piece, but then there's 2 pieces to the tail, so like you can rudder and
turn.
Yeah,
hard
turn and
maybe.
Sure.
Gonna have to ask the Little Mermaid or whatever.
Full stop.
Yeah. In case you gotta come for a quick landing.
Yeah.
But if you watch his movies, like somebody mentioned it, and I was like, whatever, and then you start watching his movies, like, yeah, man, Tarantino's fucking weird.
Who didn't think he wasn't weird?
Well, I mean, foot fetish weird.
There's a lot of feet in his movies?
Yeah. You start to watch.
Really?
You start to pay attention.
I remember seeing feet in Kill Bill because she's trying to wiggle her toes because she's...
What's the one where Some Hayek is at Dusk Till Dawn?
Mm-hmm.
Where he's eating her feet? Yeah, it gets worse. It gets weird. Like, it's just feet are in that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's everywhere.
Okay.
Because the girl takes her shoes off, I think, at the movie. You could just... It's like a close-up of these feet. It's like, man. Must be nice to have that kind of money. You're like, I'm gonna.
Did you hear a little in the background? Like they show the foot on camera all of a sudden.
Oh well, I mean, unless he was in the theater, I don't.
Well, he was at the recording.
Put it away. You can fix it in post. Put it away. My favorite thing though is that one. Whoa,
Fucking guy.
Hateful Eight. Did you ever? There's that one scene in the Hateful Eight where he's playing the guitar, where the girl's playing the. I forget, somebody's playing the guitar, and Kurt Russell, I believe, grabs it and smashes the guitar.
Okay.
And it's a real Martin from 18 something, and it wasn't the prop guitar, and he destroyed a priceless artifact. I think it was only insured for a couple $100,000. And if you watch the thing in slow motion, 'cause I think there's one of those in slow motion, as he hits the guitar, the girl who's in the scene is like she knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And he destroyed.
Wow.
A priceless heirloom, like one of their first guitars, I think.
Why would they? Why?
Because I don't understand. I guess authenticity.
But they can make one that looks just like it. Why would you even have that on set?
I ask.
It's like having a loaded
Tarantino.
gun. Why?
Where's that happen? Recently.
It's never happened several times in Hollywood history.
God, yeah. It happens probably more than it should. There's probably a lot we don't even hear about. When somebody gets killed,
Well, yeah,
the gun goes off and you're like, whoa, that was real.
It has to be somebody who's a nobody.
Right.
Right. Because it was Alec Baldwin, and who was before that was the guy from The Crow, right?
Randomly.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, you got to think there's been some bad discharges.
Oh, they're out there.
More than once in Hollywood. But like all those
they're
guns,
a little yellow. What makes them bad?
A little drippy. All those guns are real guns, right? Prop guns are all real guns, right? Just what they put in them to make them fake.
Well, they usually clog up the barrel, so there's nothing that comes out.
I don't know.
I mean, they do use blanks, so I guess it has to be a gun. You just have to load it with blanks, right?
Right. But it still needs a firing, everything to make a gun a gun.
Because it has to smoke.
Sure.
It has to make a pat.
Right. So probably.
But does it though? Because can't they just put the sound in there?
And they can do everything with effects now.
Yeah.
I guess it's a matter of budget.
Hmm.
Because probably 60 cents to $1 to film a gun with a blank in it shooting, then probably $2,000 to have some guy work on it all day to make the smoke look real.
I wonder what the budget of the latest John Wick was, just for the shit that they destroyed.
Gotta be.
Because they had like classic cars that they're smashing up and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. But they gotta be all remade. But they still have to be models, right?
Well, you gotta fix it, right? If you borrow somebody's, whatever, let's say it's like a 72 Chevelle or something like that.
Right.
You're not gonna
Do you think it's a 70?
give the guy back a fucking dented piece of shit.
Just hand him
And be like, there you go.
Hand him some metal. Here you go.
Just give him the keys back.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it, sucker.
But do you think they're actually it's really a 72 Chevelle or just a prop? Like somebody made a car. But that in itself would probably be a ton of money.
Yeah.
To make a fake
Yeah, you're
72
probably
Chevelle?
better off just smashing a real one.
Everything that guy does. I'm sure they go through, how many guns and bullets and everything.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw it. Spoiler
I haven't
alert.
seen the new one yet.
There's a scene where he's fighting all these, I believe they're Japanese guys. I think it's in Tokyo. And the entire room is like statues encased in glass.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So there's just glass breaking everywhere. And yeah, like all that shit costs money.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure any of those blow-up movies, like if they're going to do it cool,
Yeah.
must cost a fortune.
Blow it up good. Blow it up real good.
Yeah, you got to look nice when it boom.
Yeah.
You can see when something looks cheesy.
Sell it.
I mean, those movies are fun, and there's no such thing as a spoiler when you're older than 2.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
You don't believe in that?
I don't. It's not going to affect me. Oh, my God, he gave away John Wick. John Wick shot people and punched people.
Yes.
He's done it 1,000 times, or however many there are in the series.
At least 4.
There you go. Are you going to see the new movie, Oppenheimer?
Is that new? I thought that was out for a long time.
It's not out. I don't think it's out yet.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any interest in the bomb going off?
No, not really. I've seen, his classic speech where he's reciting that piece from the Bhagavad Gita about I've become destroyer of worlds and all that stuff.
Sure.
And we've all seen what it actually did.
Mm-hmm. Atomic Cafe. You ever watch that?
Atomic Cafe?
Yeah, you ever watch that?
No.
What's it called? Is it called the Atomic Cafe?
It's filmed in Hiroshima.
Oh, I've seen that one too. Yeah, no.
Is it?
Have you not seen the Atomic Cafe? No. It's all those films.
Okay.
All the films, like first the propaganda duck and cover, and then it shows the footage of Hiroshima where it's just a shadow where the person thought they could duck and cover. It's really,
okay.
Watch it. It shows the Bikini Atoll, how the general, or the admiral, I guess it would be, was like, you people will be fine. You're used to being on different islands. As we just shoot as we just flatten something with a hydrogen bomb.
Right.
Watch it. Atomic Cafe.
Okay.
Probably on YouTube at this point.
Probably.
I got turned on from A. Matt Dillon. He's the one who said, watch it, you'll love it.
Okay.
I did. It's all the Red Cross films, like, yeah, everybody who was safe was safe. No civilians were hurt. And then you see the videos, and you're like,
yeah.
ooh. I mean...
They show any people with the shirts, patterns tattooed on them?
Oh, and it's just the skin falling off. And some pretty horrible stories. But they started it.
Did it look like potato skins?
It looked like...
Because I'm getting a little hungry now.
Yes. No kid. It looks like...
what did they call that shit? So we went out for barbecue the other night.
Mm-hmm.
The pork thing.
Chicharrones?
Yeah. What is that, though?
Pork skin.
It's pork skin.
Deep fried.
Okay. And...
Chicharrones.
Tasty.
Sure.
So, human... Tasty.
You think the island smelled like barbecue?
I think if I went back there, I would definitely want a bib.
Back in time?
Yes.
So, what they need to do, though, really is just to probably put a little bit of lightheartedness on the fact that we launched the atomic bomb as they should at the end of Oppenheimer. You know how some of those movies come back in after the credits?
Mm-hmm.
They should show, because I believe the very first Godzilla is based on the fact that we blew up Japan and that disturbed its home.
Right.
So they should do that. As the credits roll back and you see the rumblings of Godzilla. Kind of make it like, well, I mean, it wasn't all bad. We made a Godzilla out of it.
Okay. We got this, which is nice.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think, if you're hit by Godzilla, you're going to feel great.
Dude, there are so many of those movies.
Godzilla movies?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like tons that they made. Because we saw a bunch when we were kids, right?
Sure.
Because they used to have like Saturday or Sunday.
Sundays, yeah.
Sunday movies.
Something like that.
They were like the King Kongs, the Godzillas, all that stuff, all those monster movies before Black Belt Theater, right? So those were all from the 60s and some from the 70s. And then they got rid of that programming on the weekends, but they continued to make those things, but you never heard of them. There's dozens of those. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, it was probably like us. We just ride Friday the 13th, so we can't ride it anymore.
Why not?
If they liked them in Japan, they just kept making them in Japan.
Yeah.
You got to think, though, if you're hit by that ray from Godzilla, you got to feel great for about 6 seconds.
Like nice and toasty?
Well, that X-ray just kills all the bacteria in you.
Okay.
You're like, whew, this feels awesome. And then all of a sudden, dead. Radiation. But for that second or two, you feel great because anything that was in you, cancers or starts of cancers or whatever's hiding in your body, it's all eradicated for a second. And who pays for all that? Who pays for the bill to fix all that?
Your body?
No, Godzilla.
I thought you were talking insurance companies. Like, hey.
Yeah, State Farm going over there fixing buildings
It's the world's strongest MRI right there.
Yeah. But, I mean, Godzilla ruins Tokyo, right?
All the time.
So who's paying? I mean, the Japanese, I know they all circle the wagons and do things, but I mean, come on, enough's enough, right?
Yeah. Do you think they're like the Asian Amish in that respect? Like, if Jebediah is barn burns down, they all get out there and they pitch in.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's the
So,
Japanese equivalent
if
of
it's
Jebediah?
Atsuko, his
Oh.
temple burns to the ground.
I bet you they pitch in.
Sure.
Why not?
It's a different culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have a fuck you neighbor culture.
Oh, sucks to be you. I think it's a sucks to
Well,
be you.
is that just a Northeast thing that we're standoffish with people?
We're always suspicious first. I blame Elvis. Don't trust anybody.
Elvis said that?
Yeah. Oh, no,
Really?
he said taking care of business. That was
Oh, okay.
Stone Cold Steve Austin said don't trust anybody. DTA, right? Don't trust anyone.
Did he? Why?
I don't know. Somebody said it.
Okay.
Look, I mean, you can look it up, but
Was that in Austin 3:16 or whatever
yeah, I don't know.
whatever his verse was, his proverb?
Hey, well, that was the same one they use in baseball games and football games. How much weight did it carry?
Yeah. It's a weird thing because it doesn't seem to make any sense, but everybody uses it.
Yeah, I don't. Some must be for the defense or something. I don't know.
I have to look at it now.
Let's go look at Austin 3:16 and see who said DTA. Don't trust anyone. Can't even spell proverb, let alone say
Oh,
it.
did I even type it in correctly?
Proverb. You got it. Long life is in her right hand.
Where is it?
Here, it's right there. The verse. It's all that, all the way down. And then
This
it's the
whole thing?
context, the blessing of wisdom.
I can't see shit. I got this pole in my way.
So the standard version is long life is in her right hand, in her left hand are riches and honor. In the King James Bible, length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. What does that mean, though?
Okay, so it means you're gonna live long and prosper, right?
Like Spock?
Spock.
So Spock did it before Stone Cold?
Spock 3:16.
Yeah. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But how does it relate to sports? Why don't you look that up? How does that relate to sports?
Let's think about this. Just to be successful, I guess. This is kind of a douchey proverb. It's
Yeah.
kind of a very self-serving
Sure.
thing, right? It's not like be good to your neighbors.
Right.
Kind of I don't know. What would you say? Like
We're giving, open,
prostrating thing, not prostating thing.
frustrating.
But like
Yes.
you're like giving of yourself
Sure.
to help somebody, propping somebody else up. But this is totally like, hey,
I got both.
yeah,
I got it
I'm gonna
all,
live a
baby.
long time. I'm gonna get a lot of shit.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you? I don't know about you, but does that mean if I give you my left hand or my whatever, I'm going to help you? Does that mean part of that? Depending on, I'm going to help you with what I have in my hands?
Interesting that you bring that up.
Oh.
Couldn't really get the words out. So, do you think that a handshake was invented to sort of do that? Like transfer that from me to you? Like the long life, if it's a right hand? Or this is prosperity versus long life?
That's interesting.
Thank
I
you.
always thought we only shook with our
I'm
right
fucking
hand.
deep, bro.
Damn. I thought we always only shook with our right hand because we used our left hand to wipe our ass.
That's the Muslims.
Only Muslims?
Yeah, I think.
I've
Personally, I go out on the lawn and drag it across like a dog.
An ass race. Now,
Yeah, but didn't some cultures like the Romans, I think, used to do the forearm grip?
Right.
They didn't shake hands
They gripped them.
per se,
Maybe that was kind of like strength.
I guess.
Now, have you ever been shook with the left hand? Does anybody ever give you their left hand?
Some people have, for whatever reason. Maybe they had something in their hand, like
Right.
they were carrying a guitar case and they would do this,
Right.
or
But that to me.
but to me,
when they do the over under, that's just like a what's up, brother? That's not like a
yeah, to me
handshake.
it's like, how about you just put the guitar down and shake my hand,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I say.
Because there wasn't a fist bumping. That's new.
That's new.
Fist bumps were new. Now, it's interesting.
Which part?
Why do we shake hands at the end of a deal? So that we're both prosperous?
I think it's kind of like a mutual jerking off. It's a little bit of a circle jerk.
Go on.
For two. Tell me more.
Go on.
Slower, baby, slower.
Explain that one. I don't know how
let's not just buzz past this.
Yeah, how are we jerking off together? We're shaking hands. That's a big leap.
Well, we both got something out of this deal.
Mm-hmm.
So why not continue it into the bedroom?
So that's the handshake.
Yeah.
Thanks for the Mercedes.
You shake this, I'll shake that.
Do I have to go in here? This is all glass office. It might be uncomfortable.
I'm wearing this whole suit.
Yeah.
I gotta take this off.
Just for this? I wouldn't sell a lot of cars. But I mean, they use it in all sorts of sports.
Yeah. I think different... I don't know what I'm saying.
History of the hand. First it said history of the handball. Well, you got a minute to get this through. So let's see what the history of the handshake.
How about this? While I'm pulling it up, you just pause that. We'll take a little break and we'll come back with shaking hands.
You heard it here first, people.
Eddie
Money might have had Down syndrome.
Stop in the ring.
I thought he had a drug stroke, like Steven Adler.
Well, wasn't he? He was a cop, right?
Right.
And then, was he a dirty cop?
I don't know.
I wonder.
Back to our originally scheduled program, the history of the handshake.
So the history of the handshake. Oh, there's going to be some reading.
For another thousands of years, but its origins are somewhat murky. One popular theory is that the gesture began in a way of peaceful intentions. By extending their empty right hand, strangers could show they were not holding weapons and bore no ill will towards one another.
Okay, so you're sort of like giving yourself up.
Right, saying, look, I'm not packing.
Right.
But in my left hand, if I'm Muslim, I got a handful of shit for you.
Oh, this one's good. Some even suggest that the up and down motion of the handshake was supposed to dislodge any knives or daggers that might be hidden up a sleeve.
How hard are you shaking somebody's hand?
Like that fucking 1930s movie where they grab both hands on your hand. They shake the fuck out of you.
Yeah. Yet another explanation is that the handshake was a symbol of good faith and when making an oath or promise. When they clasped hands, people showed that their word was their sacred bond, or a sacred bond.
Word is bond.
Right. Huh.
Okay.
What is happening out there?
Oh, my neighbors are partying up.
Does it sound like
It sounded like
a murder?
A little bit. They yell a lot.
The turtles.
But I don't know if it's actually fun.
They just like to yell.
I think so.
I gotcha.
I think so.
I'm trying to figure out how did we get to that from wherever we were? How did we get to handshaking?
How did we get there? We were talking about touching dicks.
You were.
In a deal?
That was you.
No, I don't think so. I think it just kind of went there.
We were somewhere and we ended up there.
We were somewhere and we ended up there. I like that.
We were talking about the
favorite.
We were talking about the nukes and we ended up there. I don't know. But
it was the proverb thing. It was the prosperity versus long life with the two hands.
Oh, now you had to look up who said don't trust anybody. DTA. Sorry. Just want to get all this off the plate.
Whoop.
I mean, those are just random quotes.
No, we got the fucking...
Those are all the quotes because someone says, don't trust anybody under 25, right? Or over 25, don't...
Shakespeare
said don't trust anybody?
Said, I don't trust words, I trust actions. Stalin, I trust no one, not even myself. Wow. You think he's a little fucked up?
Yeah. Tupac didn't trust anybody.
I'm only going to starve out an entire country and kill a few million people.
Right. I thought somebody had DTA. I don't know who. Who said DTA? if it's even a thing. Catchphrases in wrestling history.
Downtown Anaheim funk band.
Go up higher. Right there. 20 catchphrases in wrestling history.
Okay. Looks like he's hitting a high note.
That's the smell what the Rock is cooking. Oh, yeah.
Nothing on the page, huh?
Oh, well.
What was it? What was the full thing?
Don't trust anyone.
Nope, guess not.
I guess I made it up.
Maybe.
I just remember some of those, like I said, don't trust anybody over 30, over 25, whatever. That was the hippie thing. Look at them.
The Undertaker.
Woo! Don't trust the government.
No.
Well, do you think you got to trust them to a point or never trust them at all?
The government?
Yeah. Do you think some things are met with good intentions that just go awry?
I think what happens is that governments are really out of touch with average folks.
Sure, they're millionaires.
Right. So they don't I think a lot of them get corrupted by the system, right?
Right.
They go in with best intentions, but it's a lot of dirty deals and you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours type of thing. And then somebody whispers a little bit like, dump your Microsoft stock, something like short it, right?
Sure.
And they make a fucking assload of money and they're like, oh, I can make a shitload of money doing this.
Right. So you think it just becomes...
Guess who's the new me?
Right.
Right. And,
Then the new boss is the same as the old boss.
Yeah, I think that's how it happens.
You think some people do enter pure of heart? Well, there's probably
Because
half,
if you think,
right?
what's
Half and half?
the average pay of a senator, right? It's like $200,000 or something.
Maybe, right?
How do these people end up being worth 20, 30 million?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Every president.
Everybody in
Yeah.
Congress, all of them.
Right.
Yeah,
There's a reason they stay there till they can't speak anymore.
exactly.
I mean...
And it's not just about being able to say what they want to say. I mean, in terms of making laws.
Right.
It's about getting paid, bruh.
That's what it turns into. You think, well, I mean, at the local level, you think it's for the people, right? I think at the local level, like town mayor, I think it starts as, I got a problem that I want to fix for myself, right? There's a road there's potholes I need fixed because I'm sick of driving through these potholes, and that's how they become mayor.
That sounds like small town.
Yeah, very small town.
Right, okay.
And then that aspiration of, well, in the hidden premise of it, well, I did help people. Nobody's got to drive these potholes because I didn't want them.
Right.
And then it kind of, as long as I have some self-fulfilling stuff in here, and I help people, that's kind of cool, right?
Well, you don't think that there's definitely some shady shit going on, even on a local level.
To a minimum, right? I mean, there's not enough to go around.
Yeah,
There's not
I
enough.
kind of want this contract
Right.
to build a new police station.
Right, but I don't know how that goes.
If you give it to me,
like an
maybe
envelope.
I'll hire your cousin to whatever, or,
There might be an envelope somewhere for
something. Yeah, how all that shady shit starts.
you. Sure, it all goes downhill. I mean...
So if there was a way to abolish money,
which they're trying to, almost.
I don't mean to make digital currency.
Oh.
I don't mean to make...
No more money.
Right. I mean, that would solve a lot of problems, but would people want to do anything anymore at that point?
No.
Like, would you push to become a doctor if you didn't get paid the big bucks?
I think is, like we said a million years ago, it's a calling. You're going to do it, I think.
Some, but I think that's a small percentage of the people that become one of the big three, right? The
Right.
doctor, lawyer, stockbroker.
Well,
Right.
Wouldn't you think if that was the case, where we're not doing anything for money anymore, we'd all start to click and circle wagons. We'd all click up. So we'd have the shaman, and we'd have a wisdom, right? And we'd have...
So you think smaller
done.
groups is the key?
Yeah, I think maybe like 100 people.
Okay, but how do you transfer goods between little groups?
Well, like we did in the old days, right?
Back to
Barters
trading.
and, right. If we went down to that level, but that means you'd have to be self-sufficient. You couldn't
Right,
walk
but
to the store and get
then
a steak.
there's like a goat is worth 14 blankets, right? So there's still kind of a monetary system.
Sure, but it's never going to go away.
I know.
Because like, how would we produce everything, right? How would it would require the entire planet being on the system?
Well, that's one of the things why you can't disarm your nuclear weapons, right? Because
Right.
if some other
You
a-hole
could-
starts developing them, you have to have this counterbalance of we have a stockpile of stuff. If you start messing around,
would turn it on.
right, and we're just going to neutralize each other because it's a no-win situation, right?
Wasn't that what it was? Mutually assured destruction. As soon as the first missile went, they all go.
Right, but there will still be other people that feel like they need to get in the game. Like,
Of course.
What's the point?
Right.
Right. I mean, and they're not countries that anybody is trying to roll in and take over, as far as I know.
And I don't think India having a nuclear weapon is going to help anything but create tension with their neighbor.
Right. Do they have them, or are you talking
I
about
think they were-
Pakistan?
And I think India was working. I think India has a nuclear program.
Okay.
I think so.
What about North Korea? Nobody goes there.
Right. I don't know if he
Right.
has a nuke program. He's got a missile program, but I'm sure
Right.
we keep an eye on him. Eye in the Sky keeps tabs on him.
You have to. Right.
Right.
How much spying do you think there is in the world?
A lot.
It's crazy, right? Like
Mhm.
it's an age-old tradition that just won't go away. There's no way.
No.
You can't operate like being completely,
Because no
like
one...
like you're
yeah.
Buddha or Jesus or something, right?
Right.
You can't.
And not to mention the fact that even though we have...
Humans are too flawed.
Right. Well, we have what is called allies. There's still not 100% transparency. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
I thought you were gonna say transgender.
We're not that either. We're not 100%. But if you got to be, you live your truth.
Be all you could be.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the Army was ahead of their time.
That's what it is.
And if being all you could be meant being transgender, then you...
Right, because now they have they have that admiral person.
Right. Jethro Tull has one.
Really?
Full sex change. I never knew. Their keyboard player...
Okay.
This was like I said, this week has been a learning week. I saw an article with
See, I don't...
Ian Anderson,
The...
and their male keyboard player, David Palmer, is now D. Palmer. Full Frank and Beans gone. Because they were pushing Ian Anderson. He's like, listen, he didn't give me his stuff to put on my mantle. I'm like, I don't care. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't care. Problem is
Do you think the D stands for Dick? He's a Dick Palmer?
Dickless.
No.
Dickless. It's D. Palmer.
He's just
D-less
he's
Palmer.
palming them. By the dozen.
With the problem is the poor bastard looks like a cross between Emo Phillips and
You're gonna make me go down this road, aren't you?
Emo Phillips and that,
My search history is the worst.
what's her name? The new one,
D.
Yelton. What's her name?
Palmer.
The lady.
God.
There you go. Look where he was and look where he is.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's tough. Because English people don't grow old gracefully as it is.
I'm gonna say hot.
I'm going to say, put your glasses back on. Things may change.
Guess
So-
what, people? You're getting to see this.
You got to show both sides, though, the before and the after.
I'll work it out.
So,
This looks like before. He still looks like a dude there.
I have a feeling
No?
he's always going to look like a dude. English people don't grow old well. Look at Roger Daltrey. He don't look that good.
He doesn't?
He's not the handsome devil he was when he was the
See,
younger
it looks more female here
Right.
than that other one. Oh, boy.
I don't know. I just happened to stumble across it.
Thanks. What was the other one? Oh, Roger Daltrey.
Look at Roger Daltrey.
Let's see what Roger Daltrey looks like now.
Look at him on the left. The first one on the left.
You can't see it. The pole's in the way. Oh.
You bet it is.
He's orange.
He's weird looking. Odd looking.
You think it's because he's shrinking his neck down a little bit? He looks like a little stranger.
I don't know. I think he's just strange looking.
He kind of looks like Ellen there.
He actually looks like, what's his name? Willie Amos. Remember Willie Amos?
Famous Amos?
No, Willie Amos from Charles in Charge.
I don't.
Look up Willie Amos. You tell me if there's
Anus?
Amos.
You said anus, brother.
Yeah, Willie Amos.
Willie's anus. Willie
Amos.
Anus. Fuck you. I'm searching anus.
Nah. Oh,
What do we got there?
oh, God, no.
That's a sausage, bro.
I don't think so.
It is.
I know,
Look,
but
they're just showing you about genital infections.
I don't need to see
But it's a
genital
sausage. It's just
Please stop.
mold
I mean,
on a pepperoni. That's
Thanks.
all it is.
Now I want pizza.
Really? With mold on it?
Well, blue cheese.
There we go.
Oh, Jesus Christmas. Boy, safe search is off. It's all the way off.
Amos, you said?
Amos. That's famous Amos.
Hey, this is what the internet brought me.
Look, Willie from Charles in Charge. There.
Oh, this guy.
Willie Aames.
Ames. There you go. Not
Amos.
not anus.
I don't know. But
He
look
looks.
at him.
He does look like
Yeah, it was
Roger-
Roger Daltrey.
old Roger Daltrey. Like here,
Like, yeah, but now look at the.
this one.
Yeah, but look at him now. It looks like Roger Daltrey. Is he still alive? I don't even know.
Willie Anus.
Oh, he is. Oh,
Oh,
folks, thank God this isn't real time. Look at that hat. That's a little racist.
dude.
I mean,
Oh no.
I get it. It's his hat. He's wearing it.
You can't.
Did you like his cookies? I didn't care for his cookies,
No, I think most cookies are shit.
except for the homemade.
You know what I like to do with cookies? Throw them in the freezer.
Eat them frozen.
Frozen cookies are good.
That's a new one.
Yeah, I got a big sampler thing from BJ's. So it had chocolate chips, white chocolate chips, and brownie cookies. Which are,
Sounds better than what it is.
yeah. They definitely need help. Like you need milk or coffee or something with those.
Right.
And then it starts to taste like a brownie.
Why not just glove some ice cream in there? Make ice cream sandwiches.
Well, that's the idea behind freezing them, right? Because you have those cookie,
Mm-hmm.
the wheels.
Good.
Right?
Chipwiches.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I like them. But I could do without the ice cream. I don't need it. I like the
Okay.
cookie better.
All right. That hat. I can't stop looking at that hat.
This hat, for everybody who can't see what I'm looking at, is
Well, we're going to post a picture for sure.
Famous Amos in a top hat
That's a reverse watermelon.
that is a reverse watermelon. So the brim of the hat is the watermelon skin, and the top part of the hat is the fruit part with the seeds in it.
I don't know how it ties into his cookies, though, to be honest with you.
I wonder, is there a picture of Famous Amos with a fried chicken hat?
Wow.
I mean, if he's going to go down a watermelon road, what's next for Famous Amos?
Oh, folks. This one's out of my control today.
Hey, I didn't start this. He did.
He knows what he started.
What's he wearing here?
Just a baseball hat.
That's just baseball. Oh, I just wanted to read what it said. Yeah, come on with the watermelon hat. That's not even right. You typically see him like this, like he's like like he's in some tropical climate or something.
Right. He's got this Bermuda hat on.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. And there's
All right.
John Amos. He shows up in the search.
Yeah, he's getting some cookies too.
A good thing we didn't really go way...
The world's toughest dad, John Amos.
Is he?
I mean, the character.
Yeah, well, heart disease still got him. Need to have a heart attack at the end of Good Times?
Did he?
Of course.
Just he was a little uptight.
Well, he was wound tight. Oh, look, he had a bunch of kids that were up to no good all the time. Son always stealing stuff. Finding stuff. Sorry. Didn't he always find
The
his
younger
art
one?
supplies? No, JJ. Didn't he always... I found those art supplies.
Skinniest guy ever known to man.
Yeah.
World's first bulimic.
Think so?
No. Think he just had a shit diet.
Half truth. Shit truth. Shit truth. Shit diet. He ate that pepperoni we just saw.
Ooh, moldy roni. It's awful.
Here's another one for people. It's about people.
You know I'm sending you that pic
I
to
know.
put on.
Oh, blur it out. I'll put a link. You want to see that picture? This is a people thing, but it's like more towards famous people, not towards us regular folk. At what point is it not parallel thinking anymore? Like jokes, stealing and stuff. What point does it become non-parallel thinking? And I give you it's a sad example. Like, I was watching the new Segura.
I didn't see it. The Netflix one?
Yeah.
No spoiler alerts.
No. But I was watching...
Because they do exist.
Right. But
Bastard.
It's what you think.
Yeah.
As an adult. Don't ruin it.
Yeah.
So he said a joke about a chicken and a road. You're going to love it. No. Anyway, I was watching another guy who actually had highlighted this stuff, which kind of made me like, oh, man. He picked out like 3 jokes in that new special that are pretty close to jokes.
Okay.
Like, one of them's from Theo. One of them was from Crystalia, and one of them was from like an older guy, almost word for word.
I think you just hear things and you pick it up. Like as a musician, sometimes you'll start playing and you're like, oh, that sounds kind of cool, and then you're like, oh, wait a minute, if it was in this key, it would be
Sure.
song X. You're like,
right, but I mean,
start all over again, scrap it.
I mean, but at what point is it not a joke theft or whatever you want to call it, or a thought theft versus a parallel idea?
I think a lot of it.
Or do you just forget that you've had that in your head, like you've heard
Well,
it?
I don't think you would know, right?
Maybe
You just start saying words, and then you're like, oh, that sounds kind of good, and you're not really connecting it with, oh, I heard that
from someone else.
Yeah, at a club somewhere else.
But what happens, like, because obviously you can't run your set through a machine to say, oh,
right,
where does this match?
And what
up?
do you do? Do you before you record it,
right?
Before you put it on tape for Netflix, do you send it to all your comic buddies and say, hey, did I steal one of your jokes in here?
Sure.
You know, when it's like, so if you're in a town and there's a clique of comedians, right? Say for New York, it's usually like Comedy Cellar.
Stand or
yeah. Everybody does those places, right? So the other people would be like, hey, man, you got a joke that's kind of like mine, blah. And then
you change it?
You change it. Or you scrap it or whatever. You're like, fuck. Shit, right. I thought I was onto something, but...
Sure.
You know, which has got to be tough.
Sure, especially if you're topical, right?
Yeah. Right.
I just wonder, like I can get...
I think it's more stealing when you start to bite the personality. You know what I mean? Like
the phrasing,
if you do the Dave Attell cadence...
Right.
Or you start pacing like Chris Rock...
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? Because then you're being somebody else.
But that is... But I mean, some things, like I said, there's probably only, like if you're talking about, I don't know, O.J. murdering his wife, there's only one path to go down, right? Somebody may have a little different take on it, but it's only one path. So I would think you're going to have a parallel.
Not if you're creative.
Exactly. But I mean, it starts, I bet you, the same. It all starts down the same path, and then probably they see who gets the joke out first. Then they kind of fix it.
Yeah, anything that happens that's like that.
I feel weird, though, when it's something that's 20 years older and it's like almost word for word. That part gets a little dicey. Well, you can have a parallel thought. Right? We're both thinking about the Yankees.
I got to watch it, and then I'm going to look for that video. Do you still have it in your search history? Can you send me a link?
I know the guy who brought it all up.
All right. Okay, cool. All right.
So you watch the special and you say, "Hey," and then I'll
Hey.
hey, and then I'll let you look at this little clip. I think
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Where he picked them apart.
Okay.
Because that's what this guy does on his podcast. He's just a rabble rouser.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it doesn't make me feel any different. Like, oh, I don't think Tom Segura is a thief at all. You know what I mean? I think it's parallel thought.
Yeah.
But I'm saying in the greater scope of things, when does it become not parallel thought? You know, how is it?
Well, when it's conscious, that's when it is. Like,
right. But
they used to say about Carlos Mencia all the time.
He was a thief, right?
Well, he used to actually sit in the back of the club and listen to people, right? And then if he went on before that person at another day, he would do like their closing bit in his act, like right before that person came on to like fuck them over, right?
Right. I did that once.
Did you?
Not so. It was more.
Wait a minute.
It was more not a joke thing, but because all these silly New Jersey cover bands play all the same song.
Of course.
So a bunch of years ago, we were in a cover band contest.
Okay.
And we made it to the finals with a couple other bands. However, the one band happened to leave their set list out.
Right.
And I was like, hey, we knew all their songs, most of them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and we kind of were a little friendly with them. They were nice guys. They really were. And so I said...
Perfect for screwing over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't take it that way, though. But
they did.
No.
They took it.
Because everybody knew how much of a farce this thing was.
They took it.
But it was great, because, like... So I took a quick picture, and I said, okay, listen, we're going to change our stuff up a little bit. First 6 songs are going to be these, in this order. And they were like, why? I'm like, don't worry. We start playing them, and then, like, the guys from the other band were like, all right. And then they were like, after, like, 2 songs, like... After 4 songs, they're like... They start looking at their own set list going... And I'm like...
Son of a bitch.
Like, I didn't hide it. I'm like, gotcha. I mean, we all didn't write it anyway.
Yeah.
It's just what order you put them in.
Yeah, that's funny.
And they were like, God damn it.
Yeah, but that's different because you're the whole cover band thing is designed to be doing somebody else's material.
Right.
It's not you're not passing it off as your own.
No, it was just more fun to screw with them.
Yeah, that's good though. I like it.
Hey.
Did you win?
No.
No?
I think we got second.
Okay.
4 or something.
Did the other guys that you stole their list win?
No.
All right, good.
They were there. But what was funny is that...
Because if you did that and they still won, that'd be something else.
It's state of affairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's like, but it was more like all's fair in love and war, more than I'm stealing your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, there's a bunch of people. Like, if somebody starts acting like Mitch Hedberg, you'll see it right away. Somebody acts like Theo, you're like, wow, that guy stole that. Yeah.
Sure.
But there's some things, I mean, I'm sure some of those guys kind of, you're influenced by them, right? If you're a student of comedy, nobody probably goes to comedy cold, right? Somebody doesn't go, if you even listen to all famous comics, like, oh yeah, I heard the Richard Pryor thing. That made me want to be a comic.
Right.
So they start with being Richard Pryor.
I mean, plus, at their level, the guys we're talking about,
no, just the...
they're like, oh, let me check out Theo's clips online.
Sure.
And you're going to see it. You're going to be like, oh, that's fucking funny. And then you're going about your day. And then 4 months later, you're like, oh, I got this idea for this thing. And,
yeah. Unless you have a photographic memory, you're not going to remember everything you heard.
Right.
That's what I mean. So it's like blind plagiarism versus parallel thinking. Like I said, I think parallel thinking always comes out when something's topical.
Plus, the guy who wrote the review, he doesn't know, because they know each other, right?
Right.
The last...
the guy who's not...
The last Theo Segura was on it, right?
Right.
So he might have been on it and said, hey, I did this thing that's like a part of your bit and it works perfectly in here. Do you mind if I use it?
Sure. You never know.
Right. Yeah.
Right. The guy doesn't know behind the scenes. He's just a rabble rouser.
Sure.
And he's not... It's just his whole gig. It's his whole podcast. It's just to poke at people.
Gotcha.
Like we're an original.
We are.
Where everybody just wants to... If you watch most podcasts, they just want to fuck with each other. and they take one thing and they just keep fucking with it. And we're all original.
100%.
So
It's totally off the cuff.
yeah, pretty much, except for this piece of paper, because I'm dumb and I don't remember
It's
things.
just notes.
Right.
How much of that do you really get through in a day?
You know how hard it is? Because I can't even read my own handwriting. Anyway.
So stupid. Why even bother to write it?
We got 2 seconds.
7 6. All right. TOT.
See ya.